Hi. Am I audible? Yashmita, am I audible?
Yes.
Great. So, can you just check your share file if you're able to view? So, there are polls already listed, okay? Like you wanted. Maybe you can just click on start when you are there on that slide. Okay?
Yes.
So, we have close to around 100 attendees right now.
Okay.
Once I start broadcast, they will still keep coming. So, we have another 1 minute to go.
So they can't see the poll page and the chat and Q&A, like my screen, right? Whatever comes.
Chat is between you and me.
Okay, cool.
Q&A is something where
they ask questions if they have, and then
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The poll also you and me only will be able to see. So the flow will be very simple. I'll start broadcast now, and probably you can take over explaining the presentation and the techniques, etc. In between, if there is anything which I feel is not happening, then probably I might chip in and tell you, like maybe your voice is not audible or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
We just hope I don't sit and cough like this. My throat is just gone for a toss today.
Okay, so there's already someone telling if it's delayed, we can start. I'll introduce myself and then I'll start.
So I'll be introducing you first. Once I introduce you, then you can take over. Probably you can introduce yourself, etc., etc. However you feel is convenient to you. Okay. I'll just start the broadcast and probably you can take over from there. So hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. My name is Steffi. I work at Pluxee and I have Yashmita at the other end, who herself is a corporate employee, and she understands what's the importance of using great yoga techniques at work so that you're fit, healthy, and active and ready for your work the very next day or the same day. Obviously, we all live a sedentary lifestyle. I'm sure Yashmita would put some insight, some techniques she will teach us today, just to be active and be ready at our workplace. So yoga is something which I personally used to feel that we are supposed to do at a particular space or a time. But I'm sure Yashmita will help us understand yoga can be also done at your workplace using certain techniques. So welcome Yashmita. She is a certified yoga trainer with 4.5 years of experience. She has conducted over 300 plus yoga sessions for corporate employees like you and me. So I'm sure you will get to learn a lot from here. So welcome Yashmita, over to you. So let's just, once you start speaking, probably, our consumers at the other end can just say a yes, that you're audible, visible, etc. Just a thumbs up so that we can take off the entire session smoothly. So over to you, Yashmita.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Okay, they can hear me. So my name is Yashmita, and as Steffi already told, I am a corporate employee myself. I've been working in IT sector for a decade, and in the meantime, I've been pursuing yoga because IT, as you all know, it can get stressful, and also physically, it had a lot of challenges that it imposed on my posture and my lifestyle as such. So today we will be talking about how we can enhance a workplace with the help of yoga and its techniques. So I would like to start by just one thing. What is yoga? So yoga has a lot of definitions. Am I audible now? There was someone who said my voice is not audible.
Yashmita, you are perfectly audible to me.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So one of my favorite definitions
Maybe
of yoga.
on the other end.
Yeah, sorry. Steffi, were you telling something?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible to me now.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
On the other end, if you feel the voice is not audible, it's perfectly fine. Just say a yes on the chat section for Yashmita to take it ahead.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So my favorite definition of yoga is from the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is like the Bible for any person who's done their teacher training. It's like the first book which we usually get introduced to. And one of the definitions says yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. What that means is to block or control the fluctuations or the modifications of the mind. So as we all know, even when we physical health is fine, but then if your mental health or if you're not having that willpower to do something, you will not move, you will not do the thing that you have planned. So usually you control the modifications, or you have so much willpower, or you build your mind in certain way so strong that it will take care of every other aspect of life. So Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha, is one of my favorite definitions. And so I thought I'll share that with you guys. And the next one is the origin of yoga. So there was a poll that I had to start, but then I've already given, sorry guys. So I already skipped to this slide. So there are various concepts of when was yoga originated. No one actually knows, to tell you the truth. But comparing various scriptures and various teachings of different lineages of different maybe of the Buddha or Patanjali or any other contemporary saints and mystics, it's about 2500 years ago. And I myself have been learning Buddhism, and in the initial part when I was learning Buddhism, every time I was like, oh my god, this is so similar to what I learned from yoga. The same concept, similar understanding of things, how to lead a life, how to live every day. So I believe 2500 years ago was a time when Buddha, Patanjali were contemporaries, or maybe Patanjali was a one who put down into paper, because they used to follow the Gurukul system where it's all verbal communication between the guru and the shishyas. So roughly in almost all the scriptures and document that we see, usually they tell that 2500 years ago was the origin of yoga. And Patanjali is he's called as a Maharishi Patanjali, and who's passed down this knowledge of immortal philosophy of life to us. The next one I would like to tell is the path of Ashtanga Yoga by Patanjali. So I would like to start a poll here. You can just vote. So there is 50% telling yes, and the 49% is like, okay, so now it's varying. Most voted it as yes. So actually, asana is not equal to yoga. So every time we hear, okay, I'm practicing yoga and meditation. According to the Ashtanga path of yoga by Patanjali, asana is a subset, a part of yoga. As we see in the slide over here, firstly, it is about the yamas. Yama is nothing but the social conduct, how we treat others, the ahimsa or the non-violence that we uh, deal with others, or the way the truthfulness that we deal with. Usually it's a societal exploration or the relationship we have with that. It comes under yamas. And niyamas is basically, it's how you lead your life with respect to, santosha, the cleanliness that you maintain, the contentment that you feel, the swadhyaya, which by that I mean the self-reflection moments that you have, the contemplation that you do about your life, to understand your own patterns, and then to work towards being a better human being. All that comes under niyama. And also, if you believe in the existence of God or a force, or anything of that, a higher power, all that comes under niyama. And the third limb is the asana. So asana is the most easiest way to get to yoga for a lot of people. So that's why a lot of people think that asana, doing just asana, is equal to yoga. But to tell you the truth, yoga is not just asana. Yoga is much more. It is a deeper path of self-realization, to understand more about yourself. Okay, what is that? You feel usually calm and relaxed after a practice, but also when you're in the path of yoga for a longer term, it's more like, you're peeling onions. So every time, there were times when I was like, oh wow, this is like a happy phase, a calm phase and all. And then I'd be like, oh shit, existential crisis, all the doubts. You're peeling every layer of yourself so that you go to your truest layer. That's the samadhi part here to the end. And to get that, we practice asana, which is a physical layer, which is very easier to practice, to get into. It is one of the doors of yoga, I can tell. And then comes pranayama. So if you have observed, there are a lot of times, if your body is not used to, if you are not in that zone, it's very difficult to just go to pranayama and practice pranayama, or even meditation. You will feel your body wandering everywhere. You don't get that one pointed focus, or even you can't focus on your breath as we do in pranayama. And so that's why we start with asana, which is a physical part, and then we go to the breath, which is also the vital life force. And pranayama in yoga is not just the breath work that we usually see outside. So it's more about, expansion of the life force. So if you've done pranayama like properly, you'll realize in your experience that it's not just the breath. It's much more than that. And I feel certain things are just experiential. No one can, tell it. We can just experience it. And next comes pratyahara, which is withdrawal of senses, and then dharana. So I believe no one actually teaches meditation, dhyana. It's usually they take dharana techniques, which are one-pointed focus techniques. It may be like, just take your awareness towards the breath, observe how you breathe, or maybe you see a light, a candle, and just you keep looking into this. All these are dharana practices. And the continuous mode or the path of concentration that you get is the dhyana. And it is very experiential, it is very subjective, differs from one person to another, and also it differs from day to day. You may not have the same yoga practice every day. You may not have the same dhyana practice every day. It keeps differing. Even though we are in the same body and mind, it keeps differing day to day. And then is a samadhi, which is like, the absolute truth, or you're like the self-realized being, and you're like, okay, I'm here, I don't need anything. You're in that absolute bliss path. So this is a path of Ashtanga. So I would like you to take the summary as asana is not equal to yoga. Asana is a part of yoga. Yoga comprises of many limbs, and asana is just a part. And the next one that we go is the 5 sheaths of the body. So as we told before, it's very easier to get into the physical layer, because we can, I can touch and feel, and I can see where I can see it. But, more of the mind, the way I differentiate, okay, this is right, this is wrong. We can't see it as such. And even the breath, you can feel the breath. So it's always easier to go. First sheet is Annamaya Kosha, and the next one is Pranayama Kosha, and then is Manomaya Kosha, which is the more mental aspect of our mind. And Vijnanamaya is more like, you can differentiate, okay, this is the right path, this is the wrong path, or maybe this is the right path which works for me. There may not be any wrong path. The differentiation comes in this sheet, and the last is the Anandamaya Kosha. There are times after a good asana practice with closing pranayama, you'll be like absolute bliss. You'll be like, oh my God, my life is amazing and things like that, right? So that is the unveiling of the Anandamaya Kosha is what I would like to tell. So it's easier always to get into this through the physical aspect, and then you will see where it leads. So also when someone talks too much about yoga or, the self-realization, all these big words, you're like, what are these even talking? I can't relate to it. It's absolutely okay. Just start at the physical level and then just see where it goes. It's all subjective, everything experiential. You may not even stick to asana, but I would really suggest everyone has something in yoga. So just try to explore it. And then, me being a corporate employee for like a decade, there are a lot of challenges that we usually face. So how yoga helped me in my practical life, and also how yoga, why I want to give or teach yoga to others. So it has always made an impact in me, despite it, shedding layers, despite it being challenging and difficult. I always stuck to it because of its yoga philosophy, not just like, the asana, pranayama part. And one of the main things that I've observed in a corporate life is sitting long hours. So sometimes there may be back to back, meetings, which you'll not even get up and you'll be even go to like, use a washroom or even serve yourself a plate full of food and eat aramse without anything, no disturbance around. So one of the things that was affected was postures usually, and I have a lot of corporate friends. And one of the things is shoulders that are getting affected, the spine, the hip, and also, this part of the hand. There's a lot of typing that's being done, and sometimes, you feel only your like these fingers are moving, the thumb is dead. So all of these, minor physical postures and corrections are yoga helps in that. The physical aspect of it helps in it. And also there may be a high-end presentation you have to give, or for the senior leadership, you have to like, go and talk to them and things like that. So you're very anxious. So there are few techniques. So breath is one of the easiest anchors that we can take. So usually you would have observed even on social media, like things trend, like, take breath as your anchor. And actually it's not just a trend, but it's true that breath is the easiest way for you to ground yourself at that particular moment. So there'll be like deep abdominal breathing, which we will be doing today, which we all will be doing together. And then you can see it for yourself. And also how yoga helped me in my practical life is I had dust allergy for a large chunk of my life. And also I used to get wheezing. I live in the tropicals, and actually here there's nothing called as winters. The temperature don't even like, come down below 24. But every November, December, January, I used to get wheezing, like since my early teens to the time I started. So there is this thing called kriyas, the internal cleansing that there are some practices. So that has helped me a lot. So due to which I've not got wheezing since the past 4.5 years since I've practiced it. So that has been one thing in my life, a practical example, a reminder for me to keep coming back to the kriyas and yoga. And also you all know that, because of there's so much stress in life, like everything is stressful. There's a lot of people, even younger generation, who have PCOS, who have some digestive issues, acidities. It's like, it's increasing drastically. So yoga has helped a lot, but I would also suggest don't treat yoga as the only one-stop solution. There's more to a holistic lifestyle, to sleep well, to eat well, to have good amount of relationships and people around. So all of this comprise of for a holistic being. And yoga can play a major role, yes. But don't forget that, living a life holistically with all of this together will help you. By this, we would go for the practice session now, maybe. And you can follow me on my Instagram, and yoga_with_Eshmi is my Instagram. And I'm also sending a Google form, which if you're interested to know more, if you want to join my classes, or if you want to discuss anything, you can start there. You can fill the details and I can get back to you. I have put the form, so you can reach out me through that, or you can just follow my Instagram page and then we can go through that. So, and also you can ask me questions at the end of the session. So if I know the answer, I will answer you then and there. If by chance I don't know the answer, and if I want to research more on that and get back to you, you can drop your email address once you ask the question. And if I tell I don't know, I can get back to you over email. So let's practice. Thank you, everyone. I hope you are at your desk. So if you're wearing a too tight belt or something, just keep it aside. And then let's start. Yes. So the first thing that we will be doing is I'll tell you. So we will try to do a 30 minutes session or practices which will help you in your day-to-day life. And it might be too overwhelming as well, because there are many things that we're doing and oh my God, I can't remember this. Absolutely okay. The only thing is repetition. The more you repeat anything, the more you remember, and the way you sense it is the way you are more aware of, how your body and your mind feels. So it's absolutely okay, even if you can't take, 90% of the things. If you take one particular thing from today's session, it's more than enough. So let's start. First, we'll be going ahead with, few grounding practices, that is just observing the breath. And then we'll go with some physical stretches or light, mild asanas. And then we will go ahead with the deep abdominal breathing and then a seated relaxation. Cool. So let's start. Sit in any comfortable position in a chair, but I want you to keep your spine straight. Try not to hunch your back or round your back. Try to keep your spine straight. Okay, I just saw someone raising a hand. So, yeah, we will start with close your eyes now, everyone. Keep your spine straight, shoulders relaxed. Take a deep inhalation and a complete exhalation. Inhale and exhale. Take a deep inhalation and a complete exhalation. Now slowly take your observation towards your breath. Observe the way you're inhaling and exhaling. Let's not go ahead with deep inhalation, exhalation anymore. Just observe. Observe the way the air is entering your body. Observe the sensations in your nostrils. And observe the air being exhaled from your body, a warmer air that is being exhaled. Continue to just observe this. Inhale and exhale and observe. Now slowly take your awareness towards your face. Unclench your jaw, relax your jaw, relax your eyes and your cheeks. Continue to just be here. Relax your face completely. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now let's take a deep inhalation. Exhale completely and let go of all the tiredness if you're feeling any. And then slowly open your eyes. As I can't see you guys, so I'm assuming you guys understood what we were trying to do. We will continue. Okay. So one of the first things that we will be doing is for the eyes. So first make sure you're looking up and then you're looking sideways and then down and then the opposite diagonally downward and then upward. So you're basically moving your eyes. The thing is, we are usually like this, the eyeballs not moving. You're like, you even forget to blink sometimes. So it's better that you do some eye movements every now and then because it's too much of screen time for all of us. It's 10 plus hours on an average, right? So let's start. Sit wherever you're sitting, relax yourself and look up, side, down, diagonally, and then up. You can go clockwise. The first few rounds, I'll be counting till 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and complete the round. And now we'll be going ahead with the anti-clockwise direction. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing 5 more counts in the anti-clockwise direction. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now slowly get your eyeballs to the center, look forward and relax. Just look at me now. Now we're trying to squeeze the eyes and release. So you may feel your entire face squeeze as well. So that's absolutely okay. And my face may look very funny. So it's okay. You can laugh at it. Okay, let's start. You squeeze and you release. You squeeze and you release. You squeeze your eyes as well as your face. Just relax yourself. Continue. We'll be counting. I'll be counting till 7 now. Do it. Squeeze and release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you're squeezing, try to release it and just relax yourself. Well, in the meantime, when you relax, just look at me. The next, what we'll be going to go is to the neck. So just look at me, inhale here, and then slowly get the neck towards, chin towards the chest here, and then slowly sideways. And then it's like your entire face is towards the right side. You look up and you go the opposite side and you come down. So it's not like you're doing this, okay? We're not doing this kind of a rotation. We are doing controlled articulated movements here. So you get it down, sideways, up, opposite side, and then down. So basically you're trying to do as big a circle as possible with the help of your chin. But we will be doing it controlled, slow manner. We have half an hour more, we have time, we have nowhere to run. Okay, let's start. Assuming that you guys got what I told, let's start. Inhale here and then slowly start. One, look up, sideways and down. Clockwise direction. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I would want you to complete the round. If you are stuck in between, get your chin back parallel to the ground. Now we will be going ahead with the same thing, opposite direction. Okay, inhale here and exhale. Now usually it will be like, first half you will be inhaling and the second half somehow you'll be exhaling. So try to have that coordination between the movement and your breath. I don't want you to feel suffocated. If you feel suffocated when you're doing any of it, it means you're doing the other way around. Let's start the anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more round. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Complete the round and then slowly get your chin back parallel. Yes. Once you're here, just look at me. Wherever you're sitting, just try to get your head tilted towards 30 to 45 degree angle. Catch hold of the palm on the ears and the side of your head. Now look at me here. I'm not taking the below ear closer to my shoulder. I'm not doing this. I'm going to maintain it actively, keep my neck active, and just look at me. This palm, which is here, I'm not pushing it. I'm just gently touching it so that, my head doesn't fall off. I'm here and slowly inhale and exhale. So the little pressure that you apply from here is equal for this part of your neck to release all the tension. Usually it will be like this, the neck will be like in some weird ways and you'll not even realize that you're in that position. So you're just trying to, release various fascia over here and also the muscle tension that is available. Let's start. Inhale here, hold it here, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Continue. You can also close your eyes and take your observation towards the sensations that you feel in your neck. How do you feel? Is it painful or you're like, okay, something is moving? I feel ant running around or, some sensation. Just observe. We'll be doing 3 more counts of this. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly get your head to the center. Release your hand down. Get your chin back parallel to the ground and we do the opposite side. Tilt your head the opposite side. Catch hold of the side of the head like this. And then slowly, let's start. Inhale here. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and slowly 10. Release the hand, get your head back and relax. Cool. So now interlace your fingers. Try not to keep your hand near to the neck or where you feel your head and the neck meets. Try to keep in line with your ears and a little above that. Okay. Once you guys are here, inhale wherever you're sitting. So, and when you're sitting, make sure that your knee and your ankle is in one line. Okay. Your knees are parallel to your hips and your knee and your ankle is in one line. To show you guys, sometimes we sit this way or sit this way. Try to keep it just below so that you are here. And now once you're here, let's start. Interlace your fingers, place it behind. Inhale here and exhale side as much as possible. Inhale here and exhale the opposite side. Let's continue. 1, inhale and then exhale, twist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Find your rhythm, find your speed. You don't have to hurry. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slowly come to the center and then release and relax. Okay. So this you can do it for the spine because we've been sitting for a long time. It feels too jacked. Sometimes you feel like, when you get up, you get all sorts of, lower back pain. Oh, the spine is like, as hard as a iron rod. So just moving a bit helps you like to release and, move the spine, the vertebrae away from each other. The second one that we'll be doing is interlace your fingers again. Look here. Inhale here and exhale side. Inhale and exhale. So there's a normal tendency that you would feel when you're doing this is to come forward like this. Try to maintain your entire hand together. So the elbows are in one line and it is not in any particular angle as such. When you're doing this, try not to bend forward. Try to maintain your entire elbow, both the elbows in one particular line. Let's start. Inhale here and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Slowly come to the center and then release your hand. And what I want to do is keep your palms on the knees without bending the elbow like this. Keep it straight. So it look like, this. You're not bending, keep it straight. And then just look at me. You see my shoulders here. I take it up, I take it back, I take it down and forward. So you're just trying to rotate your shoulders with the help of the palm, which is on the knees, without bending your elbows. If you're doing this, you'll not get so much of an effect when you keep the elbow straight and your palms jacked on the knees like this. You will be able to move well. So make as big a round as possible with respect to your shoulders. And then we do clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Normal breathing here. 7. You can close your eyes and just observe if you want what sensations that you feel, how the bone is moving around. You can just observe. 9 and 10. Complete the round and now slowly, same way, opposite direction. First go back, up, and then forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Complete the round and then just relax. Just look at me. Now once again, your hands here and catch hold of below your elbows with the help of your forearm, and then slowly try to move it sideways. If this is difficult, you can place your palm on your opposite shoulder and then slowly move from above the elbow like this. And you can maintain here 1, 2, either here or either here. 3, 4, and 5. Slowly release. We'll do the same the other side. Either here or catch hold of the opposite elbow and then above the elbow, just press it towards that elbow which you are holding. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now slowly release your hand, just shake your hands, just relax yourself and slowly move to standing. And when you're standing, if you have a wall or a desk right in front, absolutely fine, hold it. If you have a very good balance, then yeah. Once you're standing here, just take the one leg up, toes pointing downward, interlace your finger and then try to take it higher. If you can't, you can hold your table. You can just move your legs as high as possible and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe. Look at one particular point. The main key in standing, balancing is look at one particular point. 5, 6, and 7. Slowly release the hand, release the leg down, opposite leg up, toes pointing downwards, interlace. It might be difficult sometimes if you're wearing a very tight-fitting office wear. So if you're wearing something loose, this might come easier. Otherwise, it's absolutely fine. Go as much as possible. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then slowly release your hand. Slowly release your leg down. Now, wherever you are standing, okay, just go, if your chair is here, just go away from the chair. Try to go a little farther. And then keep your feet hip width apart. Hands above the head. Just look at me now. Inhale here and exhale. I am trying to keep my palm on the table or the wall in front of me. And with the help of that, I'm trying to move my entire upper body down. You see my shoulders are lifted here and I feel a sense of activation and release. I want you to be here. You can soft bend your knees and be here. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue to breathe. 8, 9, and 10. And then slowly rise up. Relax your hands and relax your legs. Just relax yourself. Now slowly look at me. Palms on your opposite elbows. Again, my feet is hip width apart. Okay? I take my palms above my head like this. You see my hand, my entire body, and slowly inhale and exhale. So if you see this, you can feel that I'm not moving forward. My hip is still stacked on top of my leg. Okay? It's still stacked, but I'm slowly trying to move my entire body forward and I'm trying to take my hand. So this is the position that I want you guys to get into. Let's continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to take your hands as back as possible, trying to go more deeper as possible and maintaining. 5, 6, 7, breathe. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Slowly get your entire body to a straight position. Release your hands. Relax your hands and your legs. So now we'll go ahead for the one last thing for the day. Before we go for deep abdominal breathing, just look at me. Keep your chair a little farther from your table and try to keep the leg on top of your opposite thigh. Okay? Once you're here, hands above, inhale and slowly bend forward and continue to be here. Exhale and maintain. You feel a lot of sensation in the thighs of the leg, especially the hips, and this part where there's a lot of sensations. The leg which is bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Slowly come back up. Release your leg. Now the opposite side. Keep your left leg on top of the right leg. Hands above. Inhale here. And exhale. Bend forward. And maintain. 1. You can also take your palms on opposite shoulders if you're more closer and you can be here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now slowly release your hands, release your leg down. Come and sit on the chair. Relax yourself. Spine straight, shoulders relaxed. You can keep your palms on the thighs or your knees. You can keep in mudra if you want. This is called chin mudra, palms facing towards the ceiling. Anyway, whichever way you're comfortable. Close your eyes here. Just observe your breath. Take a deep inhalation and a complete exhalation. There would be times for few people where you would have felt a little more sensation in few muscle groups and few parts of the body. Just let it go. Relax. Inhale. Relax and let it go. Inhale and exhale. Continue to close your eyes. Without opening your eyes, try to keep your right palm on your abdomen. Let's go ahead with few rounds of deep abdominal breathing. You inhale through your nose. Observe the air filling your lungs, and then observe your abdomen expanding out. And when you exhale, observe your abdominal movement going inward. Observe the air coming out of your nose, a little warm air coming out of your nose. Inhale, observe the movement outward, and exhale, observe the inward movement. Inhale, observe the outer movement, and observe the inward movement. Inhale and and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue to observe the air entering your body. Observe the abdominal movement. And then again observe the abdominal movement. Observe the air leaving your body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue few more rounds by yourself. Inhale and exhale. Slowly release your right palm, but continue to close your eyes and just be. Now slowly get your palms in Namaskara. Rub your palms against each other and turn your feet. Place your palms on your eyes and your face and relax yourself. Slowly release your hands down and you can open your eyes. If you guys have any questions, you can let me know. Or if you want to feel a little more of that, you can just be, you can close your eyes and continue to just sit as well. You can fill the form which I've sent earlier if you want to get to know about the sessions, or you can also follow my Instagram. Someone has asked about the session recording. I'm not sure. Steffi would be the right person to answer that. And with respect to the exercise chart, Steffi, is it possible to share? Because I feel whatever you do, it's better to do under guidance, because it might look very simple, but then when you do something incorrectly for a large period of time, you will end up with some strain or injuries. So we just did eye rotations, neck rotations, controlled movements, shoulder rotations, and then we did with respect to the hips, standing in like L-shaped. Those with a few other.
Yashmita,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Maybe you have already done a recap, right, on what all exercises one can do at a desk, right? So
Yeah.
I think we are okay to take up the Q&As.
Yes, we are. So there's
Yeah.
nothing like, I've asked, someone has asked, Keshava has asked, I have knee pain and shoulder pain. So first I would suggest you, like, how did you get the knee pain and shoulder pain? If it is long persisting, I would ask you to go to a physio. and the author to understand, get it diagnosed what exactly it is. And then maybe you can, go to any yoga teacher or, yoga therapy teacher who will help you with that, to have like, some rehab exercises or asanas. And how to practice mindfulness, maybe you can just start with, okay, you were in this session, so were you completely in this session, or were you just checking other tabs which were open, or you were doing your work alongside? So just being at the moment and just being right there, that's it, mindfulness. That's just being aware of everything that is happening. Sometimes it's not it doesn't happen that you're mindful every time, but that's okay. You're just building awareness. When you're doing one thing, just do that one thing. If you're washing your vessels, just wash your vessels. If you're going for a walk, just go for a walk. Observe how you feel when you're like running or walking. If you're doing it barefoot, observe the sensations. So basically, one of the ways for me mindfulness has been a part of life is being aware of the sensations that I feel in my physical body. And that right, it just gets back to you right at that moment, even if you've gone for therapy or anything. So one of the questions my therapist might ask is, okay, what is it that you feel, the physical sensations when you're angry or when you're anxious? So basically, come back to how you feel. Ask yourself this question: oh, how am I feeling right now? Oh, what am I doing? Am I doing only one thing? Okay, this is happening. Oh, the water is flowing. So these are just like some just simple mindfulness cues that you can train your brain to have. And okay, what exercise I should do for knee pain and shoulder pain? So Keshava, I guess we can't give like one thing that fits all. It actually depends on what exactly you have gone through and what's happening, and based on that we can tell. And for anyone who is who wants to start yoga or like any asana, I would suggest go to a teacher. Like even if you want an in-person teacher, go to them, like learn from them. Try not to like just if your basics are not strong, just don't try to like do everything and anything from YouTube free things. It's better to get your basics strong and then you can do that, or else you can just start small. Any more questions, anyone? No questions?
So
So please,
Yashmita, I guess,
yeah. Now someone asked some simple yogas.
Yashmita, I guess,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's nothing like
So I think we
simple.
have another 3 minutes, Yashmita.
Yeah. No, so I'm just answering
So
someone's
let's
message.
pick up few questions, not
Yes.
just.
Yeah. So
So
please
let me
suggest
help you with that.
simple yoga. Okay. How can we learn yoga? Is it good workout by lifting weights? Yes, it's good to work out by lifting weights as well. I would highly recommend, even if you have a asana practice in place, have lift weights. And especially if, like for women, I feel we should lift weights. Like once you're in your 30s or early 30s or late 20s, or even anyone, I feel they should lift weights. But even when lifting weights, just don't do weights. People can be bulky, but they'll have zero flexibility and mobility. Don't do that. Make sure that you feel right in your joints, in your muscles. Complement all the exercises. You can lift weights, you can do a mobility training, you can do like an asana practice, which has flexibility, mobility, and all the strength building and balancing. So combine everything. And how do we learn yoga from online? You can reach out to me, sir. I've pasted my Instagram, or if you have any other teacher who who imparts the knowledge and you resonate with them, you can go to them as well. Okay, the video throughout session was with delay. I'm not sure if anyone else faced this, Sai Aditya. Sorry, Ram Prakash. And which time is best for yoga? So ideally, maybe you can do in the morning, empty stomach. But then few people, they can't just do any physical exercise. I would not consider asana as exercise, but physical movement without having any food. So maybe you can just have a dry fruit, a soaked nuts, and then you can start. Morning is preferable, but if you can't make time, then evening is also fine. And best thing is, like, if you can't do both, whatever time you get is the best time. Just make sure that you've not eaten, like, a heavy meal 3 to 3.5 hours before, and then you're just good to go. What's the major importance of yoga and meditation? The path is for self-realization, to understand your own patterns of your mind and to lead an authentic and intentional life. The more you know about yourself, the more stress-free life you can live. Is that what I can say? Does yoga helps to increase the bone density? I am not very sure. I guess it helps because the advanced asanas are mostly it has a lot of body weight related things, and so it helps to a certain extent. But also, I feel to increase bone density, you should make sure your lifestyle is in place, you're eating good nutrients. How can to in the stiff body? There you have to just start. Varsha Roila, there's nothing like, stiff body. Yeah, there may be when you start, you might feel stiff, but then to increase flexibility, I would just ask you to just get started. Even if you feel your stiff body, you're not doing anything, you'll see the changes in yourself as you move further. There is no difference between yoga and meditation. Meditation is a limb of yoga, as I told before. So asana is a physical aspect, meditation is more of the mental thing. You're more like, a continuous concentration. That is meditation. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I have an Instagram page, and I've given the form. You guys can fill, and you can reach out to me if you have anything more to ask. So anyone has any more questions? Because we are 5:01. We are 1 minute ahead.
See, Rashmita, I guess you can share your Instagram links again for our consumers to follow you and, probably learn a few more additional techniques based on whatever whatever has been asked so far. It was a wonderful session. I personally was sitting and doing here for a change, but yeah, that helped actually. So I'm sure many who have attended today this session also might have used these techniques what was taught by Yashmita. So until next time, probably we can say a thank you and close this webinar here.
Yeah.
That's all from our end. Thank you so much for attending. Thanks, Yashmita, for conducting.
Thanks everyone for attending
this wonderful session.
And Aditya, you can ping me on Instagram, and I can tell you the benefits of Sirsasana there, maybe, and it is recorded. So yeah, Steffi would keep you guys posted with the updates then. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Steffi. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks so much, Yashmita. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.